He is not your biggest worry. Your biggest worry is you're boring. People aren't coming. It's bigger than Crawford. My thing to you is I can sit down and watch a Giant game if they lose to expect Crawford to still, have his brothers about him to be able to field. And I'm not saying he's doing this every day, but everything around him has gone to the S word, and I can't use it. Outhouse. Come on, Steiny, you got it. This
Stop
is bad.
saying, come on, Steiny. It's like you're the kind of guy that wanted to sign Crawford. If you picked out Crawford, not me.
Yeah.
You signaled out Brandon Crawford, 49 years old, or whatever he is, and he's over the hill.
Stomach is,
and they're afraid to, and they just
stomach poking out.
Okay. I mean,
what do we do? What do they do? Because let me tell you something.
Go back to
next April, that place ain't going to be packed if you don't do a Joan Rivers and have a major facelift. You got to close something. And you got to close something. Here I go. Because sometimes you make decisions, Steiny, for the wrong reasons. Different. You know what I mean? It may not be a signing, but something to show your fan base, we're trying.
They are trying. They're just not good. They don't have good players. Go position by position.
Right, but what made you think Mitch Haniger was going to bounce back?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Or are you asking Farhan?
Like, you went to Ross or Kmart. And what did you think the result? And he got hurt. I'm not saying he can't play. And this cockamamie.
So this is just hitting you today.
No, it's just, I can't believe they're looking like this. And every day I go, it's more important. They're going to bounce back. And that's why I'm going to come at Kapler for what happened in Colorado. And with Dibbs this morning said, you got to flip a spread. This is when you flip a spread.
No,
just to say it's not okay.
No,
Steiny, I wish I was a manager, man. I swear, or a coach.
Yeah,
I would have all.
You would change your mind every day.
But my team would have emotion.
No, they wouldn't.
Pat Riley and Winning Time, one of the best scenes ever. Cooper, you ain't a star. Magic, you're lollygagging. What you smiling at? Kareem, they calling you all. That's what this team needs.
Listen, you ask questions, I answer them, and then you just don't. You just dismiss them. Steiny, nobody how is this happening? I just said, how is it happening? They have too many young guys on the team who haven't played a full season, and they are wearing down. Our good catcher included. Then they got a bunch of veteran players who can't make it through a season. So that adds up to a fade down the stretch. Like they have too many old players and too many young players.
Okay, but what about the whole style when you taste the soup together? It's stale and boring, no flavor, no seasoning. That's bigger than just the young guys, Steiny. And they just came up halfway through the season. The Giants
you're the same guy who said they have a great system. 2 months ago, they had a great system.
What was working?
Well, sometimes I don't know how to answer your questions. They're stumpers. I don't have the answer.
Either do I, Sway. Kanye.
But it's like
so what are you going to do this offseason? That's what I'm saying. They're not going to get fired. This is big.
No, it's not. It's no bigger than last year.
So they're going to try to do the same thing?
What? Yes, they're going to try to sign a couple free agents. You just said they got to close the deal.
Okay,
so
I like that.
What are they going to try to do? They're going to try to
free agents, Steiny, like Ohtani. You out on him, even though he can't pitch until 2025? I would still be at his house 12:01 the day of free agency.
I got news for you. I don't think he's selling out the building.
Wow.
I don't. And I know Mike Trout ain't.
But at this point, wouldn't you?
Well, of course I'd want Mike Trout on my team.
Oh, no, aren't we supposed to try? Aren't you supposed to give it the old?
Do you think they have? Do you think they didn't try with Judge?
No, they.
Do you think they didn't try with Correa?
Norman Johnson told me, son, never mistake activity for achievement. So I don't give a damn if you try.
Well, you just said.
That's the bare minimum.
Well, you just said you want them to try.
But now all we got is tries. Stanton, we got tries. Okay. You got to close something.
Right.
People get fired for not closing deals and hitting quotas. That's all, Steiny. I get the try. That's the least you can do. You get paid. Only trained.
What's the draw? What is the draw to this team?
That scares me, and it bothers me.
This is...
I want to say Alcatraz when you cross the Bay Bridge.
This is where you just...
No, but you don't got the big answer.
Listen, yes, I do. If you're Mike Trout, you have no interest in the Giants. They're not even on your radar. But you sit here and say, let's go get Mike Trout. They can't get Mike Trout.
Then you got the wrong people in place.
When have they had a GM who's gone out and signed big-name free agents? consistently. Not even Sabian did that. I'm just like here's my.
What's your message to Giant fans? Seriously,
my
Steiny,
message to Giants
you're
fans.
in an auditorium right now.
What did you expect?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
What are we going to do?
So I don't want to hear
forward?
complaints now. You don't get to say, "Oh, the system works. The system works," and then the minute at the end of the season you falter, then you rip them. Come on, they shouldn't have been that good in the first place.
So you're telling me and Giant fans they should have saw this coming?
Yes,
wow,
absolutely. Anybody looking at this roster knew it was going to be like a salmon swimming upstream to get to the postseason, right?
No, I was looking at it like they were the Minnesota Vikings or Seattle Seahawks of last year. I know it's a different sport to where, Steiny, we've seen it. You go worst to first, or you compete. You get up off the mat, and that's what the Giants were doing.
They're 500. That is competing, I think.
Well, you got the standards on the mat. If you're saying 500, they're competing, you're not saying there's not a problem. People aren't coming to watch you.
That's a problem. Like I can't. Okay. I'm not gonna.
Could be your biggest problem.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I bit the cookie. I was like, oh my gosh, I was wrong. Look at these guys.
I mean, to me, you're right. The real issue is, I don't want to fire. Where are you if you fire these guys? Like, where are you?
Well, I'll tell you this.
Then what does the new guy come in? Then the new guy's going to be like, well, I need 2 years to clean this crap up.
Well, I'll tell you what, Steiny, on my 20th anniversary, congrats to Miss Johnson, but I'll say this to you about that. You don't stay in a relationship because you're afraid of not finding another relationship.
That is why you stay in.
But if that's the problem. You know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
You got to do what's right for both of you and move on. But if you're going to say I don't know.
Are you calling for the firing of
what's Theo Epstein doing these days? I don't know.
Let me make it official. Are you calling for the firing of Farhan Zaidi and Gabe Kapler?
No,
at the end of the season.
Kapler's not on. This
Why
is
not?
Farhan. He ain't shopping for the vegetables in the meat.
Okay.
I'm calling for change.
Okay.
And I'm giving this guy one more crack at it. Farhan.
Oh, okay.
This ain't about growing nothing on the farm. This ain't about Macramento. This is about you got to go close the deal. And Farhan, you got to close the deal for the wrong reasons. Get a big boy in here, a big boy name. They could come in here and bat 190, but you got to be able to tell the people we closed it. We thought he was something. And you know what? I want to wrestle.
I'm out for carelessness.
When did you go in on your city? I hate when people, it ain't just you.
In your city.
Like, why? This is the rich tradition of the San Francisco Giants. The orange and black.
What are you talking about, rich tradition? What are you talking about?
They're one of the most famous baseball teams around.
Right, with the Yankees.
Pirates,
with the Red
Dodgers.
Sox. Okay, it's like every stinking team in the league. Are they more storied than the Braves? Yes, are they more storied than the Dodgers?
No, they're up there. They're in that family.
Are they more storied than the Cubs?
They're in that family.
No, please.
But you're saying like we're in Timbuktu. This is San Francisco.
Right. The BIP capital of the world.
Oh, boy. I ain't got nothing for
What if that, like, here's the other thing, and I get, like, I hear Bonten, I get it. If you're Farhan, you're going to blame it on the city. Then we got a big problem. But what if it is the city? What if it is the city?
Have you seen the crime in New York?
I'm not
Have you seen the crime in Chicago?
It's not as bad as here. It's not as bad as here.
I would beg to differ. L.A.?
You know what, though? Those are big boy cities. San Francisco's not New York City. Not now, it's not. Listen, I'm just saying, I can't, if it is the city,
how will
I
we
can't
ever
blame
know?
Farhan.
Correa was coming.
I think we're finding out.
The best thing that happened is they didn't. I'll give you that. But my point is that was going to be something where he could be Guru Steiny. I closed. Okay, he didn't mounted to diddly squat, but I closed. He was coming.
Who?
Correa.
Okay, well then don't yell
every
at him
time
for
I
not
watch
closing.
him play, when I bet on the Twins, I'm like, my gosh, got a nice arm. That's about it.
Here's where you talk yourself into stuff. So you'd rather
I'm being real.
Yeah, you'd want him to sign a bad big name free agent rather than make
I
three
want them
good
to sign a big name free agent where you really think there's, like you did with Haniger, but he was never a big boy free agent. Like, I'll give you a pass, close some deals, and if you don't get production on the field, hey, you close and you said to the Giant fans, we needed to do something different.
888-957-9570 is the number. You want to jump into the conversation about the Giants.
They are going south fast. 3 or 4 to the Rockies.
I can't stand the way you say that.
We thought they were going to sweep them.
You did. You did.
We left out of here Friday to cross over. Willard did a sweeping minimum or 3 or 4 at minimum.
Shame on you for thinking a baseball season's 80 games. You've been around long enough. You're old enough to know that.
I was believing that
I know you were.
I thought 107 residue from that was, and last year was the anomaly. I thought 81 and 81.
So do me a favor. When we're talking about the Warriors from this point forward, don't bring up a title 3 years ago.
It's actually 1 year ago.
Don't bring it up.
It's 2022.
Don't bring it up.
I mean, I feel bad for Giant fans in the city. And the cold part, and I know we're up against it, if you're right about the city and its ailments, we'll never really know if that's what's keeping them.